Hello all, good morning, good evening or good afternoon. With Business Central 25, which is 2024 release wave 2, we can actually save query object as JSON. Now, you'll say why sort of you are so excited about it, but think about possibilities when you can save a query output as JSON. A lot of possibilities that will be super easy if you can kind of use query object as JSON. Like you can generate a payload of an API that you're making a request outside with queries. Rather than writing complex code, you can then kind of build a query object, which then when you can store it as a JSON, then you can pass is with your API requests. If your external integration, where you're trying to integrate the system, is accepting the JSON format. So I'm super excited with it. Let's see a quick demo about it, how you do it. We'll use a standard query, try to kind of see how complex or how simple the code would be to saving a query into JSON. As I say always, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It helps us to understand how we are doing, and I'll not repeat myself again. So let me get into VS Code and let's start with this. So this is Business Central 25. Remember, you should have the runtime 14.0 to utilize this feature. Without runtime 14.0, you'll not be able to get a save as JSON, and we'll see it in a while. So let's try to create a new page extension. Okay, and let's pick the query that we want to use. Okay, so let's see queries, and then I would like to see a complex one where there are multiple things, right? Item sales by customer does not have much. Okay, there should be some related to item, I guess. Okay, let me search for item. If I'm just saying so many times item, so let me search for item. And item with variants and locations. Okay, let's see what's there. So there's a data item for item, and then indented to this is item variant, which shows you item variants, and then also you have location. So you get all the things together: item number, description, variant code, and then the variant location, where in the location you get location code, location name, and is it a transit or not. Okay, so we'll copy this because we'll utilize this. Okay, let's get back into our page extension that we are building. So we should create a page extension for, okay, let's put it on item card, SDH item card, and I can do an item card here. Okay, so now that's part of it, and now let's get into actions of it, and let's try to add a new action into it. So for action, we need to, as it is a page extension, I need to define where I want to add it. So let's add it somewhere. Okay, category. Okay, let's put it in functions. Okay, inside the function, let me create a new action. Okay, and we'll call download item variant location query, and that's just a name. Okay, let's do the basic stuff. Application area all, caption as download item variant location. I will not set the promoted. I'll surely set the image as download. Hope that works. No, AI generated content can be wrong. So okay, download. So we have the application area, image, and the caption for it. Now in the action, let me define my query. So my query is item with the variant and location, I guess, something like that, locations. Let's do a query and let's paste this. Okay, so now what I can do is let's test it out first. Item.variant dot, and if you have to apply filters, you can surely do that, but I would like to see it as save as. So till Business Central 24, there were only two options in save as. One was CSV and one was XML, but it was missing save as just JSON, which I like. Now when you look at save as JSON, the hint tells you here that it needs to it will store the output into an out stream. So I can just define an stream, and then I'll have to define this somewhere. So let me do it here. It becomes out stream. Okay. So that downloads, that puts it into the out stream. Now next I would surely like to download from stream, and when you look at the download from stream definition, it says it will download from in stream, and then there are other parameters. So somehow I need to have an in stream. So let's define that, and these are a little bit confusing for people quite a while sometime. So what happens is when you have to kind of initialize these streams, you have to kind of use it with the temp blob code unit, right? So let's define the temp blob, which is code unit now called temp blob. Okay, it doesn't like AI generated thing again. Let's see, temp blob, there's a space. Okay. So what I can do with the temp blob is I can go into temp blob and do a create outstream, because that once it is created, then you can pass into it. Now let me try to explain it again. Outstream doesn't mean that you are sending something out. Okay, outstream means you are pulling something that is already as in you are storing data into a stream, right? So this query, when it runs and it saves it into it, it stores it into an out stream, and when you have to pick that file from the stream, you use the in stream. So how you do that is you then do a create in stream after that. So you can do temp blob dot create in stream, and at this way anything that is into the out stream will get transferred into the in stream at this moment. And then I can surely use in stream, which I spelled incorrectly. So let me do a I stream, that'll be simple. Okay, I did that mistake here. No, it was correct, right? Or stream, yeah. Okay, so I've done that. Now let's define this, because that was the first parameter into my download stream. So okay, let's see what else is there. The second one is a dialog title, because this is Business Central. I cannot have a dialog title, there will be no pop-ups at this point. The next one is to folder, which is again not needed on cloud. And the last is to filter. I don't have any filters at this moment. Last but not least is to file. So I need to have a text variable where I can store my file name. So file name, okay, and then I can paste that file name variable here. Okay, now I will have to generate a file name, otherwise file will be unknown when I try to download it. And the file name should also have the extension. Okay, so let's say item with variance and location.json. So what will happen with this code? It'll generate the file name here, then it'll create the out stream so that the stream is ready to accept something. Then this report or this query will save as JSON, and then that output gets into the stream, and then I'm kind of fetching that output which is on the stream to my in stream and then downloading it from there. Hopefully that's simple. Let me also define the promoted category for it, because I don't like to do it there. Okay, so let's do at last in my some category. Okay, let's do it in process. Okay, so when I do it in process, what I need to do here is the action ref. Okay, give the action name, which is this, in the second parameter, and the first parameter a pointer to kind of place it, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else other than this. So what I have done, we have created a page extension to item card, where we have used this, created an action where we have written this code. Now going back to what I said in the beginning, if even if you are on business central 25 or higher. But if your runtime is not set correctly, if it's a lower version, what you'll notice that this gives you an error that save as JSON is not available with runtime 13.0. You can only use it on 14.0 or higher. Now, don't just go and make it 20, because these runtimes are associated with the specific versions of Business Central. 13.0 is 2024 release wave 1, so the max that I can use as of today is 14. And then when you hover over it, it'll tell you. So if I do 15, I doubt that will work, but let's see. Is that a definition? Yeah, because Microsoft is working inside into it. Insider build is working on it, but 16 is not supported. So you need to be on the version that is supporting that feature that you need. In this case, that version becomes a runtime version becomes 14.0. Okay, so we are good with it. Good with it. Let's do a publish. Now on the item card, there should be a new action available somewhere under process, and I should be able to click on that and download my output as JSON, which is pretty interesting to see. So let's see what happens. Okay, that is loading customer page. I should have changed that, but that's okay. And then I get into items, and here from items, item card, sorry, where I have added the action, I can just do, and I should be doing it on the list to be very true, and then I can do download item variant location query. You'll notice that the file get downloaded here. When you open it here, it may not look as perfect as you were thinking about it, because these are not the formatter tools, but you can look for JSON formatter online, and then whatever the text that you have got, okay, all this, you can just copy this and paste it here, and then use a button format. I'll show you what comes out of it. So the every record in the query is being responded, saying number, description, type. This is coming from item, then variant, and then the variant location. Same goes for all the items that you have in the system. Now think of a scenario where for an external integration specifically, you need to bake in the body, which is a JSON object. Yes, you can do it by creating by using JSON management or JSON objects and all, an array. But if it can be done with the query, then it becomes super simple, because you can just relate multiple entities, find out the right pattern that you need. You can also apply filters. Right? I just ran it here directly on this case, but I could have done item variants dot, and then I would have the filters here if they have. Okay, so I can set filter on specific columns and then do certain things around it. So this gives me a lot more flexibility rather than doing or creating a JSON object manually and then passing it to my API request. So as I'm excited, are you excited with this feature of having a possibility to download JSON from a query object that's built in? That's available in Business Central 25. At this point, you know the drill. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you think this is something that your colleagues were struggling with, or they should know about it as they work on all this, then share this video on social media. And if you haven't, as I said in the beginning, do subscribe to the channel. We kind of act as on those subscription to understand how we are doing. I'll see you sooner than later on the next video in this particular series of what's new in 2024 release wave 2. Stay connected, keep learning, and keep sharing whatever you're learning. Thank you and have a nice day.